Good afternoon, St. Lucia, and a special happy National Day to every beautiful St. Lucian, all of our beautiful people in St. Lucia and in the diaspora. I want to say a special happy National Day to you. In St. Lucia today, it is indeed beautiful. It's a little windy, a little overcast, not heavily overcast, but it is indeed overcast from my area, a little cloudy. But it is still a beautiful, beautiful day. A beautiful day to be in St. Lucia. For those of you who are doing your thing over there in the diaspora, especially in the cold countries, I want to wish you a special day. It is still National Day for you as well, despite the fact that you're not home. To my Sky FM family, my Sky FM listeners in St. Lucia and around the world, I want to wish you a special day as well and a happy weekend. Unfortunately, Sky FM is not on the airwaves for now. But I can guarantee you by the new year, the first, second week into January of 2026, you will hear this voice again, your humble servant, by the will of the great God, by King Jesus. Speaking about Sky FM, you know, the Bible, there's a special verse, a particular text that says, God repenteth that when he made man. And people have tried to define this in the various ways to try to bring about the true meaning of it. But I hope I will not be blaspheming when I say I think what it means, just me personally, I think it means that God regretted that he made mankind. And that includes me. Because out of all the different species, animals, birds, whatever, fishes, I think mankind are the worst. Yes. And he gave us that dominion over those other things. So only God will tell me different. So I hope I didn't blaspheme. Because Sky FM, this radio station, came about in 2018, towards the end of 2017 into 2018. And that happened because I was on another radio program that was owned by Mr. Lionel Ellis, that was up there in Montedor. And I was happy when I was introduced to broadcasting radio, and I thought I was the perfect fit, even if I didn't know what the hell I was doing at the time, but I grew into it, you know, I grew into being a broadcaster, moderator, radio personality, blah, blah, blah. So that radio station, as we know it, was sold to a gentleman from Dominica, and we were forced to move down to Colony House. That is a facility or property that is owned by Sir Michael Chasney, and myself and Brother Norbert, Lionel Ellis, Guy Joseph, all the other people that was affiliated to the radio station at the time came down there with those equipment that was used. And I must acknowledge that the equipment that was used were equipment, has been around for about 30 years. But they worked. They worked because they were on the FM band. And not to go into long detail, to fast track a little bit, the elections of 2021 was won by the Labour Party. And 2 or 3 months later, Sky FM was shut down in regards to the frequency. The government of the day had said that Sky FM was operating without a license, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't matter how many attempts we made. We had put in an application to the NTRC, that's the board that governs broadcasting, and we didn't get the license. But we had already put down a deposit, and the application, everything was in there. All right, so we were told to operate. That's a long story. It's a lot of history. So when that happened, my Brother Norbert and myself, after consultation among us, Brother Norbert came up and said, well, Champagne, we have to do something. I said, well, what can we do? Can we go online? Brother Norbert said, of course, there's an avenue, online radio, but we may lose some listenership. I said, well, whatever we lose, but we could still be heard if we're online. Let's just do it. So we went online. And my Brother Norbert and myself came about with Sky FM, the name. We also came about with the program Champagne in the Morning. That was named as well by my brother Norbert Williams. All right. To be online, and to have radio links, connections with Radio Garden, if you'd like to get Sky FM on the Google page, you have to have a link for streaming. And that streaming link is not accessible by a local company. That is within the United States, a company over there that has that right for that stream. Okay. So Brother Norbert, listen to me, this guy was a genius. I think he's still a genius in heaven. And there's a good guy, a gentleman that I make mention of his name every time, because he was just a genius. So he got involved with the streaming company, and it was told that we needed $1,250 to access that. That is what was said to me. There was a particular gentleman at the time from the party that was present when Norbert told me about that amount. And this gentleman said to me, well, if I have that money, give it to Norbert and I will get that money back. Well, unfortunately, that was never done. I never got that money. But with me being so, excited about the continuity of Sky FM, I know what we were able to do. I was already accomplishing so many listenership, so many listeners over the radio. We had brought about a reputation. People were listening to Sky, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to see Sky FM go down. And I stayed there all this time. Let's fast track. So while on Sky FM, we were down there in Mr. Chasney's building. Mr. Chasney, through his generosity, gave us a building, a shell, I must say, but it was very accommodating. So I had to put in the other infrastructure, like the painting, put in tiles, make it beautiful, paint up the upstairs, bring in stuff that would make it look presentable. And I'm going to use the word I because I'm speaking about me personally, what happened, what I did. I made it presentable because that's the kind of guy I am. I like to look things nice. I like to make things always neat, clean. So I did that. The bills started to mount up with the streaming, with the electricity, with all the other utilities, telephone, blah, blah, blah. So it was burdensome to me because most of everybody had left. When I say most of everybody, I'm talking about persons that were involved with the party. Okay? All right. I didn't say everybody disappeared. I said most of the people disappeared. In the meantime, because we were using the frequency to transmit FM radio based on the terrain of St. Lucia, the topography, on how our country is built, you needed an elevation on certain hilltops or some, to transmit. Sky FM had 2 locations, just like all the other radio stations that are operating on the FM band. One in the Jano area, a place called Gaumont, and the other one down at Mulashik. When we lost the frequency, the owner of the property at Gaumont constantly kept coming to Sky FM. The gentleman stated that we had owed him money, thousands of dollars, for the usage of the place. I didn't have that money. And I'm not talking $200-300 because it had gone in 2 months. And every time I keep saying to the gentleman, I'm going to speak with some people, but I was not able to get through with those people, so it continued to mount up until the gentleman threatened for court. Then I called, I must admit that I called the political leader. I think that was somewhere in 2022, middle or towards the end of 2022. And I said what had transpired between the owner of the property at Gaumont and the political leader. He gave me some money towards the payment. I gave it to the gentleman, but there was a balance. Gradually, we wind up finished paying the gentleman. Okay? Right. On the announcement of Sky FM being shut down or taken away from the FM band or the frequency, I'm not a technical person. I don't know about, I've never been to Gaumont, I've never been to Molashik. The people that knew about those kinds of things, there were equipment up there. One time, when I inquired about what's going on with the equipment up there, someone that knew about the hillside said, you guys have nothing there. On none of the sites, everything was taken away. Transmitters, air conditioning, whatever wiring, whatever stuff that was able to move the frequency for Sky FM, it was taken away. All right, so that's fun of the show. I proceeded with me being on the online radio at Sky. So let's fast track. So I stuck around, making it my duty, time and effort to put into Sky FM. Going down to work to the airport, taking my little monies and make sure that Sky FM is on the air. I constantly kept asking for help. Constantly. With the Sky FM family because they love the content of Sky FM. Everybody did. In Jamaica, in Trinidad, in Barbados, entire region, internationally, London, Paris. People called from everywhere. They loved what was going on. So some people made some contributions. I must admit. Some people did make some contributions. That helped me some. Into keeping the place clean, into keeping the place painted, into running the affairs. Even if it was not all what was needed, I chipped in to make sure everything was in perfect condition. Today, fast tracking, I have decided, and I don't want to go into what transpired with the selection because a lot of people still believe that Champagne is mad because, listen to me. I have gone way past this thing a long time. I have decided that I am going to move away from all of this. All of this. And now I have, because of a community guy that I am, I love to see development in communities, and I've spoken about that endlessly over on my programs about community development. This is what I'm about. So I have now changed my allegiance, so to speak, politically. Oh, all kinds of things have come out. Thousands of people are now making the claim that they gave Sky FM this, they gave Sky FM that. It is so pathetic, so small in the thinking of the people that at one time saw me as Moses rescuing the Egyptians. And today, because of politics, it is really, really sad for people to be behaving in this manner. They have not even considered their country. They are loving themselves a political party and certain individuals of a political party. My name is slandered all over Facebook again in regards to people making statements, lying, most of them, 90% of them are lying. I'm telling you they're lying. Stating that they give Sky FM this, they give Sky FM that. So let me bring you up to speed in what is required to be online. You don't need no more than 7 or 8 pieces of equipment. What matters is the streaming. This is what is significant. You need maybe 1 or 2 computers. You need the internet. You need the streaming, which is more important. You need 1 or 2 little equipment that I don't even know the names. So this guy, Ian, in New York, brought about a coalition. I think that happened sometime yesterday or the day before that, calling every individual that he may have known that was, in support of Sky FM, or someone who may have contributed to Sky FM. And it's calling Sir Michael. My goodness, these people are so pathetic. These people are small in their thinking. I don't know how these people are existing. Well, I use the word existing in international countries, civilized countries. I don't understand how they could make it there. Because their thinking is so pathetic, so petty, so small. It's calling the man, 90-year-old gentleman who have served this country in whatever capacity he has. And they keep bothering him. Champagne, 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 champagne. All day long, the man is not at peace with responding to calls about a champagne, 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 champagne. I went to the gentleman's house yesterday just because Mr. Chasney is a man of discipline, concept. So he said, Mr. Champagne, I wanted to let you know that your equipment, the equipment that you said belongs to you, I want to let you know that is what exactly is there is what you're taking. So come over, so let's have a meeting. I said, Mr. Mike, I've sent you several videos. Everything that is there is what was purchased by me with the help of some people. Okay? I went there. While I'm there, Ian is calling the man. Ian is calling the man on his bed. The man is relaxing at his house. Oh, he had... make sure you tell Champagne that the laptop, my God, the laptop that we gave him 3 years ago, I brought about a Sky FM promotion to New York in collaboration with the New York Flambeau Caucus. And I must say that I was instrumental with the rejuvenation of that caucus. They could doubt it if they want, but Sky FM in 2022, the end of 2022 into 2023, whenever we had that event, I rejuvenated the New York Flambeau Caucus. They could doubt that if they want, but this is the fact. I brought up some shirts. A gentleman was very good in helping us purchase some T-shirts. We printed them. The chairman of the United Workers' Party made the bulk of the money because all the shirts were printed at his printer in Grosley. The bulk of the money, he got all of the profit. I went nowhere else. Okay? So we made a little money in the sales of those shirts where I purchased. Listen, all the proceedings, what was made, the monies that were made, Champagne never touched it. I never counted it. I never knew how much it was until I was told. All the monies were given to the chairman of the United Workers' Party. He said, Champagne, what do you need for the studio? I said, I need a couple chairs, I need a couple microphones, I need a couple of headsets, I need this, I need that, I need some equipment. That was purchased, and the rest of the monies were given. We paid some bills with it. I want people to understand, because at my age, at 61, I have no time to bring about any lies, because there's an angel in heaven that is marking down everything, every lie that we say on this earth. And the ones that are lying and saying that they gave Champagne this, they gave Champagne that, they gave Champagne this, they gave Champagne that. So the laptop that Ian is talking about, I have used 3 or 4 laptops over the 7-year span, even more maybe. Why? Because the laptops, I have to leave them on 24/7, and that is electricity going through them all the time. I never shut them down. Why? Because I had 2 gentlemen in there that were not au courant or very savvy with the system. You have to put a code in there every morning, so I didn't want to turn it off because they would not remember, or they did not know how to put in the code. So what that did was that build up the electricity, and the battery of those laptops swelled. So every year, basically, I have to change the laptop. Some, 1 or 2 I got help from, the others I purchased for myself, by myself. So the laptop that Ian is bringing into question was 3 years ago, $199. 4 people participated in purchasing that laptop. But Ian Caldron is talking about that they want, or he wants, he has colluded with everybody he believes that has helped Sky FM. He is asking about that laptop that have been gone long time to the minefield or the garbage dump. Okay? Now, if Ian share $199 by split 4 ways, that's about $50. I would be happy to send Ian $50 US on Monday if he could give me the address, or I probably don't need an address, as long as you send it to Ian Cauldron in Brooklyn, New York, he would find it. So that would be his share. And if the other people, he is responsible for the other people, I could send the $200. Okay? I have a laptop that I'm using. I could also send him that one. This laptop is not the one that was used, not the one that was sent by him. That one has gone, long gone. But I could give him the one that which is already swollen as well, the battery. In another few months, that one would be gone. You listen to me? Okay. I got a call from another gentleman, a gentleman that worked at Sky FM previously. And he's indicating to me a gentleman had given me a tablet. Oh my goodness. About 2.5 years ago, a gentleman from London. And he's saying that the gentleman is asking for the tablet. Well, I have good news for him. Like I said, I told him to call me this morning, the gentleman from Sky. He has not called me. It is in a box, just the same way that the gentleman gave it to me. It is in a box. When he's ready, let me know where he is. I will be happy to bring it to him. Okay? Right. I was speaking to another gentleman from the United Workers' Party. He said people had said that they made contribution, they did this, they did that, they did this. Let me say to people, you see this man here? I don't need stuff from people. I've been working at the airports for 46 years. 46. I've worked hard for every little thing that I have, which is not a whole lot, but I've worked hard for it. Everything. My entire life. Go down to the airports, carry bags. I've carried probably millions of bags over those years. So I do not need stuff. Another gentleman made us a musical system, a music system. Got a text from him. As a matter of fact, he sent the text a few days ago. I did not read the text. I did not read all of the text. I'm going through my phone last night, and I'm realizing that the gentleman is now saying that he wants the musical system. My friend, it is packed away. I never used it. I never brought it anywhere to play. I never made a pen. It is packed away. Whenever you're ready, the people that you have assigned it to, I will be delighted to hand it over to them. This gentleman here is not, according to the old people, I am not VV. I'm not envious of nothing. My motivation is when I serve the beautiful people of St. Lucia. This is what I've done throughout my entire life. I have purchased laptops for kids. I have purchased school books, shoes, uniform. That's not even something I should be saying. I have been able to do things personally in my community and by extension St. Lucia. I don't need stuff, these little pathetic things that you're doing. I don't need that. Okay? So, because I have changed allegiance with the nonsense that I saw, you're saying to me that I'm supposed to put my political experience of 40 years next year. 1986 was when I became very actively involved with the United Workers' Party, a young man. You're saying to me what I have learned through the years, I have to put it behind a guy that was not loved in his place of employment. 80% of the people that didn't love him. I have to stand and rally with this person that knows no one and put my political experience, my little experience behind that kind of a candidate. How am I going to do that? That would never happen. Never. So people are mad, people are upset. They thought that Champagne was just supposed to lick his wounds. A grown man, 61 years, that have been fighting through the powers of King Jesus, have been giving me the ability and the strength to work throughout those years. Take it, kiss people's ass, and go and walk behind Peter Chico with my political experience. And that is the kind of candidate I'm supposed to work with. Are you insane? Are you insane? So all kinds of things have been said over the last year now. All kinds of name calling, all kinds of things. I just heard that they say I brought police to raid Sky, Sky FM, a place that Mr. Shastney locked up. He locked it. I went to New York. Well, not New York. I was on a flight to Atlanta the same day of the election. I voted, and I was on a flight to Atlanta. While I was in the air, a gentleman that probably knew me, he sat there and he said, Champagne, this thing is looking like a clean sweep. So I said, well, I anticipated that because I didn't believe that anywhere in the world the UW would have won the election because I didn't even see the seats that they were going to win. And when everybody said they would win 3, 4, 5 seats, I didn't see it. But that's for another day. Okay? How could I have gotten inside of the radio station when it was under lockdown? E.T. was the one with the keys. Okay? I got in there after E.T. opened up the place. They said they are elated Oh, the UWP people are elated. Claudius Francis is going to sue Champagne. Champagne is going to jail. Dream on. Dream on. Okay? That's all I have to say to you all. Dream on. You all are too much in love with a political party and man. God say honor him, love him, not man. And you all love man way better than your own country. I'll be back on the air. I will deal with the rest of this. Yeah, it's a little lengthy. There's so much that I have to say with all the name calling and the people that are involved. Let me say to you, see this man here? I walk this earth honestly, and I've made it clear that whichever government gets into power, gets into office, and asks for my help in any capacity, especially with in tourism, I will offer my services to this country. I said it. So all the nonsense y'all are putting on Facebook and y'all comments, y'all could put whatever the hell y'all want. Y'all could do that anytime. It doesn't bother me. I grew up in a community that taught us to be tough. Tough in that Marshall community. Okay? So y'all cannot break something. Y'all are marveling about why is it that something have not broken down. Y'all cannot break me because I have King Jesus on my side. Say all what y'all want. King Jesus is keeping his son safe. And he's continued to keep him anointed. So I will leave this here for now. I will leave this here for now. There's a whole lot more that I will say. But that will be said when I get back on the air. I have all of my equipment. I took them out yesterday. All of the equipment that some people were saying didn't belong to Champagne. Well, they are in my possession. All of them. And it's going to take me a couple days when I'm ready to put them back together. And then, I'm saying only then, you guys will hear from me. Because I believe I have enough inspiration to speak the truth and to let people understand what is coming out of those lips. Okay? And I have a little message for you all. I have a little message for you. Because you all love your UWP. I don't think you all had loved it more than me, and I said heart loved it better than me. Because I did a lot for it. I got losses and I got wins. I have shift because of you guys. You all have treated me worse in a year and a half or 2 years than the Labour Party did in 38 years. Worse. That's the UWP supporters. That's you all I'm talking to. And you all were the cause of this loss. Because while you all were giving Champagne Mépris and other people Mépris, the Labour Party had stayed steadfast and focused on the price. You know what was said when I traversed this country, when I went everywhere? You know what the people were saying? We are voting for Mr. Pierre. I'm voting for Mr. Pierre. Everywhere I went, that was the same echo. And that echoed around the country. You know why it echoed around the country? Because Mr. Pierre, they trusted him. And all of the mudslinging that was aligned to him or attributed to him, he never responded. He stayed focused. And he knew what he wanted to do. All of the nonsense that was said about the man. And the other thing, there is not a single allegation that not one finger could be pointed at Mr. Pierre in regards to him personally being involved with any corruption. That is the difference. This is why the entire country trusts him and they went red. You think the billboards that are put up with the candidates for the various constituencies on the Labour Party side, that has the candidate's photo, and right next to it has Mr. Pierre's photo. You think that was there for show? You think that was there for show? Well, let me enlighten you. That was not there for show. It was there because the echo, the same sentiment that was brought about through the entire country. I am voting for Mr. Pierre. We are voting for Mr. Pierre. And they heard it themselves. And this is why they had put a photo right alongside the candidate's photo in every constituency. And this is why the people voted red. They moved across from, the amount of people, flabos right now, even right now, flabos that I know, hundreds if not thousands that voted for the Labour Party. You guys are doing a terrible job. You all are coming after people and you're not going to ever win an election that way. I'm going to leave it there for now. There's a whole world of stuff I've got to say. I know some people might get a little boring. It might become boring for some people because it's so lengthy. But I'm going to reserve everything else but when I'm back on the air, because there's a lot that Champagne has to say. Champagne is not done. Champagne is just getting started. Just getting started. Have a beautiful National Day, St. Lucia, and a Merry Christmas to each and every one of you, and a bright and prosperous new year. And I have something else to say. If Mr. Pierre stays on that trajectory, that same path, St. Lucia, I believe in my heart, will be a place of envy by the other Caribbean countries. I am saying this today. Have a good Christmas. God bless each and every one of us. I still love everybody. I have no hatred against anyone who wants to hate something. That is up to you. I will say hello to you wherever I see you. If I have to give you a jam, a handshake, a hug, I will still do it. If you don't want my handshake, that is fine as well. God bless you. Have a good afternoon. Bye-bye.